Hey, how's it going? How is everyone doing on this wonderful Friday? It is Friday, October 28th. Got Halloween coming up this weekend. We already had trick or treat here in the city I live in. Had it just the other night, and I only handed out candy for about an hour and 15 minutes or so. And through that time, I might have had maybe 20 kids. I don't know. I don't know whether it's just a residual effect from COVID, or whether it's because of the whole fentanyl scare that they've been talking about with Halloween candy. That's just sadistic, if you ask me. I don't see why anybody would want to mess with that stuff anyhow. I don't know. I understand. There are some drugs out there that people either just through experimentation they fall in bad with it, or because they go through a rough time in life and they feel that'll help them cope. I don't know. I've never been there, so I don't know. What any one person's reason is for going on that route, but some of the stuff that we see these days, it's just. Is it? I can't imagine it's worth it taking that risk, and then to be doing it, with this this candy scare around Halloween. That's just, like I said, it's just sadistic. Why would you do that? It's like you're intentionally wanting to, hurt people. And I never understood that. So, anyway, outside of that, outside of the scare, I hope everybody has a great Halloween. I hope you enjoy it. Watch some scary movies. Have some good treats. Maybe have a nice costume party you go to. Have fun with your friends and family, and that's what the holidays are about, right? But yeah, anyway, what I'm here to do is to actually look through the contents of this box. I opened it because I didn't have a clue what it was. So I opened it enough to where I could kind of just take a peek inside without really pulling anything out. And I believe this is my first Metalhead box. What threw me off, though, because the Metalhead box, there's a link down below to the website. They're based in Canada. But the tracking label on here shows it coming from Longwood, Florida. So that's why I didn't know what it was, because I couldn't think of anything I ordered that would have been coming from Florida. The only thing I can imagine is that where they actually put the boxes together, and where they have their supplies and stuff to box them up. They're based in Canada, the actual company. So they send it by Canada Post, into the U.S., which is why it takes a little while. And then it must go to maybe a particular distribution center, or maybe Longwood, Florida is where the actual United States Postal Service hub that either just stuff from Canada automatically goes to, or maybe this company, Metalhead Box, maybe their packages all go to this hub in Florida, and then it gets a different label slapped on it for the U.S. Postal Service, and it gets shipped. I don't know, but regardless, that's what it is. So the box is open, but I don't have any idea of what's in it other than it's going to be metal. So let's go. I think it's supposed to have like 3 or 4 items in it. I know it's supposed to have like a t-shirt, and I would guess probably maybe a CD, and then probably like 1 or 2 like little items, maybe like a sticker or something. I don't know. All right, first item out is it's like a keychain. Pretty cool graphic on it. I don't think that's from like any particular band. I don't recognize it. But yeah, I don't really use. I mean, I might not actually keep this just because I wouldn't use it. I have enough keys on my keychain now that it's kind of bulky when I have them in my pocket anyhow. So if I put something like this on it, it's going to be even worse. So I do like it. I really like the like zombie, carbon and a pumpkin. It's kind of like an embroidered. Almost feels like you can get those iron-on patches, how they're kind of embroidered, and then they have that certain feel to them. That's kind of what it feels like, but it's the same thing on both sides. So yeah, and you like keychains. Let me feel around in here. Let me cut the tape. Okay, I just opened that one side, so cut the tape. Makes it a little bit easier to get in here and see if there's any. I don't feel anything else on top. Alright. Alright, we'll pull out the t-shirt. Black t-shirt, which is nice. I do like my black shirts. Show you. And we have got a shirt for Acid Witch. I think I got a lower, yeah. Did I get XL or? Yeah, I got XL. These shirts always shrink just a little bit. It is Gildan brand, so that's a nice brand. It's like this is maybe one of their lighter blends, if you will, because you can't see through it on camera, but looking through it, I can see the light that I have right here through the shirt pretty plainly. So it's a little bit lighter shirt, but it's still quality. Gildan makes really good t-shirts. I like the graphic. It's kind of a basic, it's like Halloween type graphic. I believe I have heard of that group, Acid Witch. I don't know if I've ever actually heard any of the music from them. Let's see what else we got in here. There's a CD. Oh. And speaking of patches, this feels like it's I don't know whether it's an iron-on. It does kind of feel like it's got stuff on the back, but probably better to like sew it on. I like that. That's pretty cool. Coffin shape. Nice zombie on it. Yeah, I'll probably keep that. Alright, and it looks like the last thing in the box is a CD. This is a Metalhead Box exclusive. It is Worm, Evocation of the Black Marsh. So I'm going to take a guess and say this is probably in the vein of like the black metal, death metal genres of metal. Of course, as with most bands like that, there's their band logo that, sometimes those are really hard to read. that one, not knowing that their name is Worm, it's kind of easy to see it once you know what it is. Yeah, I'll be interested in checking Worm out and their CD, Evocation of the Black Marsh. So, you ever heard this band before? Comment below. Let me know. I'm always eager to hear what other metal enthusiasts, metalheads, think of certain bands. I myself, I'm kind of all around. I like all kinds of metal. But I'd say if I was going to lean towards one genre, if you will, or subgenre, however you want to put it, of metal, it would probably be like the 90s, late 80s, early 90s thrash bands. Especially all of those from like the San Francisco, the Bay Area. So we're talking like Testament, Exodus, Nuclear Assault, Anthrax. Of course, Megadeth. I throw Megadeth in there. Metallica I liked up through about like the Black Album, and then I liked the Death Magnetic album. Load, Reload I didn't really care for. And there was one other one in there, Saint Anger, I didn't really care for. I want to say there was even one other one in that kind of era of their music that I just... I mean, if I really had to choose, I'd definitely say their first albums, like Ride the Lightning, Kill 'Em All, Master of Puppets. Definitely like those the best. Yeah, so 90s thrash is probably my favorite genre of metal. But I like Deicide. I like Napalm Death. I like who's the other one? There's one other I just went to see not too long ago. It wasn't one that I had actually heard. I mean, I'd heard a couple songs by him, but I didn't know a whole lot about him. I'd have to look on the concert shirt I got. They were with Napalm Death when I went to see them. But yeah, Lamb of God. I like Lamb of God. They're newer. They've been around for a few years, but I really like them. But like I said, I like all kinds of metal. So I like what a lot of people call like new metal. A lot of people don't like that. I know there's a lot of metal fans out there that don't like new metal bands. They don't like Korn or Limp Bizkit or System of a Down and some people don't even consider them new metal. And that's new as NU metal. Disturbed. I know a lot of people complain about Disturbed. They don't like them because they think all their songs sound the same. I like Disturbed. I've seen one a number of times in concert, and they put on a hell of a show. And David Draymond, whether you like their music or not, he is a very, very talented vocalist. And it would stand to reason, because from what I understand is he's actually had like vocal training, like opera training with his voice. And, yeah, so there, a little bit about me as far as my music taste. I like metal. If I had to choose one form of music that I could listen to and not listen to anything else, it would be metal, and that'd be easy because I've got like probably close to 200 CDs that are all metal. So, but Jimmy Buffett would be probably the second right behind that, because I real quick. There was a lady that I was involved with. We were friends for the longest time. She was a manager at the restaurant I worked at. She was a closing manager. I was one of the closers. And for the longest time we knew each other. She was in a relationship, so we literally were just friends, and that was it. And then her relationship ended because the guy was kind of an ass. And we started hanging out a little bit and stuff, and obviously, one thing led to another, and we found that we definitely seen each other as a lot more than just friends, and we got to a very loving relationship. Unfortunately, her name was Cherie, and unfortunately, she was older than me. I'll say that. I was 20. I was 26 and she was 41 when we really started dating. We became a couple. And unfortunately, at the age of 43, she passed away from cancer. So if I was going to give one little public service announcement to all you ladies out there, I can't imagine what it's like for you to have to go to, that doctor for your female issues. But I would do it. Go and go to your annual checkup and keep up on those things, because as females, with female organs and so forth, there are a lot of places where you can develop cancer, and if it's not checked, like in her case, by the time they actually figured out that it was cancer, granted, the hospital that we had in this area at that time, we have choices now, but at the time there was basically one, and just, if you give it a choice, people in this area probably know the hospital in Troy that I'm referring to. If you have a choice, I wouldn't go to that one. But by the time they figured out what it was, it had spread, and when they started chemo and radiation, her body rejected it, and then it was kind of downhill from that. So, unfortunately, she passed away at the age of 43. But I introduced her to metal. I introduced her to Metallica and Megadeth and Anthrax, and she really came to love Metallica. She introduced me to Jimmy Buffett. I'd heard a couple songs by him, like Cheeseburger in Paradise and Margaritaville. I knew the songs, and I liked them as far as if they came on the radio, I listened to them, but I didn't really know a whole lot about Jimmy Buffett until I started dating her, and she was a full-fledged parrot head. And she would when she was cleaning the house and stuff, she would have Jimmy Buffett on, and I really came to this is really good music. It's lighthearted, it's fun, you can't help but move a little bit when you listen to Jimmy Buffett. And then we went and seen him in concert, and that's when I was sold, and I've been a parrot head ever since. And now there probably ain't too many things by Jimmy Buffett that I don't have. There might be a couple albums I don't have, but eventually I will have them all. So if you've never experienced Jimmy Buffett, I would suggest looking him up, listen to some of his music, and not just like the big ones like I mentioned, Cheeseburger in Paradise or Finn's or Margaritaville, but look for some more of the more deep cuts, if you will. And if you get a chance, even if it's not really your type of music, get a group of you together, and if he's coming around in your neck of the woods, spend the money, go to a Jimmy Buffett concert. You will have a ball. I guarantee it. Alright, that's it for me. I'm at my 20-minute mark. So, thanks for humoring. If you're still watching, I appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. I'm going to have plenty of other mystery boxes coming. I actually just ordered a few more today. Couldn't help myself. I ordered some from Child's Collectibles. I ordered some from Insane Toy Shop. So, yeah. Funkos, obviously, but like I said, this was the first box I've gotten from The Metalhead boxes is one of their smaller boxes. They do have bigger boxes. They have a couple of different ones that you can subscribe to, so make sure you check them out. All my information about my business page on Facebook, my Mercari, Poshmark, whatnot, are all down below in the description box. So check me out, follow me on all that. Again, subscribe here. And as always, everybody look out for yourself and those around you so that we all have a much better chance at staying safe and healthy. Until the next time, I'll see you. Have a great weekend.